Deep in the forest of Gabon, there is a place the elders call Mweza, the cut in the earth. It is a river so narrow a child could leap across, yet so black it swallows light. No one knew how deep it was. The fisherman avoided it, saying it pulls on your bones when you stand too close. A curious boy named Temba didn't believe the old stories. One hot afternoon, he tied a heavy stone to a long rope and threw it in. The rope kept uncoiling, deeper and deeper, 10 meters, 20, 30, until there was no rope left. The stone had never touched bottom. That night, Temba dreamed of a voice beneath the water calling his name. It told him, "I can show you the bottom." He woke up shivering, but the voice came again the next night, and the next, until one evening he followed it to the river's edge. A fisherman nearby heard a slightly movement but saw no one. Temba was gone. The village searched for weeks, but the Black River gave nothing back. 5 years later, on a night of heavy rain, someone knocked on Temba's mother's door. When she opened the door, it was Temba. He stood there, older, pale, dripping wet, and holding the same rope he had dropped into the river. His eyes were wide, unblinking.
Mother, it is not a river down there. It is a door to another world. People live there.
Before she could speak, lightning flashed. And Temba was gone. Only the wet rope remained on the doorstep, still unspooling, as if it were being pulled from below. When Temba's mother learned the river had taken her son, she ran tirelessly to the riverside. She went there every day, sitting by the bank, crying and weeping. Her tears mixed with the black water, but no one came. One morning as the sun rises, an old woman appeared from the forest. Her eyes were clouded, but her voice was clear. "If you want your son back, you must find a young woman who sings so beautifully that even the sick can dance to her voice. She must love Temba dearly, with all her heart. Only then will the river release him." Temba's mother searched from village to village. Seasons passed, and hope faded, until one evening, she heard a voice so pure it stopped her in her tracks.
Oh my goodness! Whose voice is that? Such a lovely voice that can gladden the heart of anyone. I must look for the singer.
It belonged to Amora, a young woman with eyes like calm water and a smile that quieted even crying children. Her heart was as golden as her voice. She cared for the orphaned, fed the hungry, and spoke of love as if it were a living thing. When Temba's mother told her the story, Amora's eyes filled with tears. "I will do it," she said. "If the river holds him, the river will hear my song." Under the full moon, the villagers gathered at Mweza. The river lay still, as if waiting. Amora stepped to the edge, closed her eyes, and began to sing. Her voice flowed over the black water like warm honey, sweet, deep, and impossible to ignore. The surface began to ripple. From the depths came the sound of drums, laughter, and feet dancing in a place no one had ever seen. The surface began to ripple. From the depths came the sound of drums, laughter, and feet dancing in a place no one had ever seen. The water swirled faster, and a figure rose. It was Temba, standing on the water as if it was stone. He looked dazed but alive. The river sighed and released him to the shore. Amora's song slowed, then faded into silence. But as the people cheered, the water darkened again. A shadow stretched upward, curling around Amora's ankles. The river had chosen her as its prize. Amora was shocked, but willing to give up herself. At that moment, a man of God arrived from the city, having heard of the strange river and the boy it once claimed. He ran to the bank, lifted his hands, and prayed with a voice like thunder. The water trembled, the shadow writhed, and a terrible cry rose from below. Then, with a hiss, the spirit fled. The river stilled, then began to sink into the earth. Before their eyes, Mweze disappeared, leaving only dry soil where dark water had flowed for centuries. In the days that followed, the man of God remained in the village. He preached the word of God, telling them that it was the Lord who had delivered them from the spirit of the river. One by one, the villagers gave their lives to Christ, becoming born again and choosing to live for Him. The village that had once lived in fear now lived in faith, and peace reigned over the land. Temba and Amara grew close, and he loved her dearly. Their bond sealed by danger and deliverance. In time, they married and filled their home with laughter and the voices of beautiful children. As their children grew older, Temba and Amara would tell them the story of the well without bottom, not only of its mystery, but of the mighty hand of God who delivered and saved them when all hope was gone. Out of their trouble, God brought salvation, and their deliverance became a living testimony. From that day, the story spread through the land until the whole village believed. And that is why, even today, the people of the village walk in the light of Christ, never forgetting the God who saves.
Thank you for watching. Like, comment, share and subscribe for more.